Hey, guy, it's me, Alex Woody. Hi, good to see ya. Oh, let me get something out of the way. Fuck, shit, bitch, cunt, titty, cum, asshole. Yeah, give it a sec. Let the people I don't want on to get off. All right. Bye bye. See ya, Grandma. I only got time for cool people. Oh, hi. Nice to meet you, cool people. It's episode 204, the Midnight in the Bay podcast. No music. Just a lot of dead silence. Like I said, my name is Alex Woody. I chose my last name. My parents said you can either go with Smith or Woody. I said, you know what? Let's go with the boner one. It's fun. Smith is so boring. You got to be talented. Our quarterback in high school, his last name was Smith. Guy was a baller at football. You know why? Because he had to be. Or else he would have been a loner. Smith? No one wants to hang out with a Smith. Smith that's good at football? Come over, Smith. Have some lunch with me. Woody? He's got to be funny. That's it. You got the last name Woody, even first name. You got to be funny. You got to be able to do magic tricks. You got to do a backflip on a bike. You got to be in the entertainment field, guy. Guess what? Hi, I'm here, guy. I'm in Hollywood. I'm in Harvey Weinstein's old office. Got a discount on it. Got the molestation charge rate. Rate. And happy he's gone. Happy I'm here. Definitely had to bring in some cleaning crew services to make this place a little less sticky. But right now, you hear that? No stick. Oh, I could tap dance. You hear that? Oh, ba-doop, 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 ba-doop. Hey, I'm Irish. All Irish people can tap dance and drink. Let me tell you. I actually knew an Irish guy that couldn't drink. It was the most ironic thing. I'm like, you sure you're Irish? He'd have one sip and he'd have a tie around his head. He'd be flipping off grandma, eating Cheerios. I'm like, I think you're Italian. No, I think you're bipolar. I think you got some mental health issues. By the way, I can't stand these, but I need them on so I can get some vocals out to you guys. Because if I just did the phone, a camera. This isn't a phone. This is a high tech camera. Harvey left. I definitely had to clear some stuff off of it, but I need these so I can hear. And you know what? If you're watching, this is what dads do. They just have one in, right? Hey, and you can never tell if they're on the phone. Just like those guys at the liquor stores or the 7-Elevens, the guys that are just sitting around, they're always on the phone. And I don't blame them. If I had one of those jobs, I'd be on the phone. I'd be on one of those sex service phones. Hey, yeah, I'm hot, baby. I'm hot, baby. Just to keep your mind going. Because there's only so many movies I can watch. There's only so many YouTube conspiracy videos I can watch. So let's call a buddy. You ever been so lonely you call a friend you haven't talked to for 20 years? Who is this? Oh my God. I haven't talked to you since I did a keg stand on the balcony in my underwear. How you doing? I called a guy the other day that I knew in college. He said, lose my number. I said, hey, good to see you too. Man, there's a couple people I would love to talk to. Like the guy who had the snakes in his room in my apartment. Yeah, I had an apartment down in San Diego. I had a roommate we met on Craigslist. Oh yeah, this is gonna work out. Hey, if you want a fun roommate that has snakes that he lets loose in his room that might go in your room, go on Craigslist. Yeah, that was fun. This guy would keep his snake in a box with the lid open. That's cool. Aren't they supposed to be in cages? That was fun. We're like desperate for a roommate because me and the other guy couldn't afford it, even though that guy's Persian. He's got all the money in the world. I'm like, come on, guy. Cheap though. And so we get this roommate, and this guy's got snakes in a box, but he doesn't tell us until he moves everything in. You can't kick him out now. Need the rent paid. first of the month. So he's got these snakes and they're all, running around. And I'm avoiding snakes in my own house. I remember I was having a dream of this woman licking my penis. Sorry, Grandpa. And I wake up, not a woman, it's a snake. And it's got its whole mouth. Let me tell you, I came 3 times. That's the best punch I've ever gotten. Definitely had a story for the Harvey Weinstein office. But yeah, I'd like to talk about snake again. But it's definitely an odd experience. My roommate, the guy with the snakes, he was kind of weird because his snake started wearing a dress and high heels and had a wig on. He's like, "Did you do something to my snake?" I'm like, "No, no, no, no." Okay, the snake started it. The snake started it. Um, isn't that weird? I could be a dad of snakes. I wonder if that ever happens. You come in a snake's mouth, does it get pregnant? Come in a snake's vagina, does it? You know what I mean? Stuff I don't want to figure out. That's disgusting. But we have these odd thoughts in our head. Like I had an odd thought in my head. Some people say it's the devil. Some people say it's Satan. I think they're just kooky thoughts that we have. Had a thought that I left the bathroom and I had thought, I wonder, because I saw a guy go into the bathroom with a cup, like a coffee cup, a thermos. And I'm like, I wonder if people go in the bathroom and like pee in their coffee. And then like they leave and they go back to their office and they're hanging out with their coworkers. And the guy takes a sip and he goes, "Oh," and people think, "Oh my God, is your coffee hot?" Yeah, you could say that again, but it's pee. That's crazy, but not crazy enough where there's so many people in the world. There's got to be a person like that, right? You ever have those thoughts? You're like, there's got to be, like, whatever you think of, there's got to be someone that's done it. Like, let's just go off the top of our head. Pooped off a bridge, I'm sure. I think my mom did it. Peed in the thermos. Guaranteed someone did it. Harvey, roommate. Come in a snake's mouth. Well, we know that happened. I can't think anymore because my brain is the size of a peanut. Cashew, actually. That's what the doctor said. He said, it looks big, but there's not much in it. My mom was crying. My dad was like, "Hey, that makes sense. Me too." Hashtag. There's weird stuff that happens throughout the world. And when I think about like that guy that probably pees in thermos and drinks, next to his coworker and no one knows, I think, I'm grateful that I don't do that. I'm grateful that my biggest concern is how do I stop biting my fingernails? I thought about wiping my fingers on like dirt and just keeping my fingers dirty. So I don't want to put them in my mouth, but that's a little insane. The guy who pees in the thermos would probably come up with that. Well, speaking of peeing in a cup and drinking it, cheers. Mm. Oh, shit. Good. By the way, I forgot to tell you guys, my nickname is Asshole. Yeah, the old wife gave that to me. Cheers. Thanks for the nickname. And my son's been calling me now. Asshole, asshole, asshole. Hey, cool. We got the whole family on it, Even my mom called me the other day. "Hey, asshole. Hey, love you too. Love getting nicknames. Love them." What's odd too is we will pick our nose, we'll look at the boogers, we might try if no one's looking, right, guy? We bite our fingernails, spit out the fucking nails, you know what I mean? Just, by the way, if you do that, make sure no one's sitting next to you. I did that one time working for Uber. Last time I worked for Uber, the guy vital complaint. This guy was spitting his fingernails at me, So make sure no one's in the car when you're doing that. I've been doing that, and I'm like, is my son gonna do it? He watches me. Oh my god, this guy bites his fingernails a lot. So, oh, I love that word. Where was I going with the fingernail thing? God, you're stupid. Oh, so that helps me forget. Remember when I say, God, you're stupid. So the I don't even smoke weed too. This is bad. I might have dementia, or I'm just maybe the fat is slowly going to the head and taking up the space. Is that possible? Can your head become fat too? Fat head. So uh, we find it incredibly gross that people do all that. The nose, the fingernails, popping pimples on their butt. If you saw your roommate or even like a family member pop a pimple on their butt, you would throw up and might call the ER because you're so disgusted. And if we do it, if you do it, it's not gross. You know, um, I don't get that. I went on a road trip with someone there. I can see them from the corner of my eye picking their nose. I'm like, oh, this is gross. But like hours before that, I was picking my nose. I was looking at it. I was naming boogers. I put them in my eyebrows to give myself a blonde look. Not grossed out at all, you know. Uh, but watching him, it was like, come on, guys, stop it. We're in the same car. People think they're sneaky too. Like, no one can see me. Yeah, we can all see you. I love when they catch people picking their nose, like at baseball games, football games. Like, hey, guy, your camera's probably going to be on yet. You're on the team. I'm on a team. I am not doing that. I'm doing it before the game or after. Same with jerking off. Well, definitely before and after. You're not going to jerk off during a game. Oh my God, look at that. Look at one of the players on the bench. He's jerking off. Never seen that before. But like, if you saw someone in your car, you're on a road trip with a buddy, hey, let's go to Six Flags, and he's jerking it in the car, that's fucking gross. You're gonna drop your buddy off, tell him, hey, call your mom, I'm getting the fuck out of here. But if you did it, not with him in the car, but just by yourself, you're singing like I do, not gross at all. It's very odd, you know. Now it's definitely not gross when you see people have sex. I think that's hey, you want to have sex, go right ahead. But man, the other things, it's gross. I would say, doing gross things, save it for by yourself. That's all I gotta say. And I think you guys are educated. Well, maybe not. You're watching this, but I think you guys are educated enough to know that long trips are hard. I couldn't be on that. You know what? I couldn't be on that Big Brother show. You're on the Big Brother show. You're trying to hide to go, you know, shake hands with penis or pick the nose and see what gold you found. And there's a camera on you. They even had cameras in the bathrooms. I'm like, this show is not legal. And by the way, Big Brother should just be called Voyeur. I've never gotten that show. Hey, let's sit down and watch other people sit in a room. Never gotten that reality show. Just reality shows in general. Let's watch other people's life. Yeah, this is fun. People's lives are so boring. They gotta watch other people. Ugh. But you know what? If someone put a camera and followed me around, they'd be pretty fucking bored. Other than the comedy shows that I do, people would be pretty bored. They'd be like, geez, this guy, he has no hobbies other than smoking weed and laughing at the TV. But like, if my life was a show like Big Brother, people would be like, okay, they need to cancel. There's been 20 seasons. Okay, they need to cancel. This is the most boring show ever. The whole episode, his wife's yelling at him for not cutting his toenails. that'd be the show. The show would be like, "Ow, you cut me with your toenails. Why don't you cut them?" Well, I don't. I'll cut them later. No, cut them now. I'll cut them later. Cut them Cut him now. I don't want to fight in front of the kid. Cut him. I'm like, no, you don't tell me what to do. I'm a grown man. Cut him. I'm gonna watch TV. I'll come later. Fine. I'm gonna watch TV in the other room, and that's the episode. You know, riveting, isn't it? Oh, the Big Brother. That's a creepy name too for just someone watching you. Ah, the Big Brother is watching. Huh? My big brother died. You saying there's angels watching us? You know what I mean? Kind of creepy. You ever get high and think, oh my God, do angels watch us? Are they watching us? Because if they are, they're probably pretty disturbed. You know what I mean? Uh, that would be frustrating too. That'd be like watching Big Brother. If you're an angel watching down on Earth, watching on family members, because you can't say anything or do anything. All you can do is watch and just talk about it with your other angel friends. Like, oh my God, did you see this week, Alex? He got his dick stuck in the jacuzzi. I kept screaming, but we're watching, right? We're not can't get down there to Earth, That's gotta be frustrating as an angel. You're like, gotta watch over people, but you can't say anything or nothing happens. You can't move any objects. You're just, how are you a guardian angel if all you're doing is watching? Can't do anything. Oh yeah. Hey, are you a guardian? Yeah. What do? I watch. Horrible. That's like the worst guardian you can have. That's like having a security guard who follows you around but doesn't do anything if anyone attacks you or comes up to you. They're just standing there. You're getting stabbed. They're just like, oh, this sucks. I'm watching this. I might turn around. Oh my God. I love the cappuccinos. Lattes, not so much. Yeah, there's been some angels that definitely, if they watch people, they definitely know exactly what I'm talking about. How many lactose intolerant people do we have in here? Oh my God. Well, we got one in here. I had a latte and I gave it 20 minutes and everything passed through me. I wanted to go on a diet. So I said, I'll go on a latte diet. Just cleared me out, which was all right, other than the fact that I was in the middle of a pumpkin patch. Let me tell you, there's a group of pumpkins that are covered in brown. You know what I mean? I just took a shit on a group of pumpkins in the corner around this corn maze. And I was leaving, just threw the toilet paper on top of it. And I just heard a family go around the corner and just scream. And I just started running. When you got to go, you got to go. Let me tell you though, wiping your ass with a pumpkin, very, very comfortable. Like the stem cleans it, cuts it a little bit, but cleans it. By the way, had an aunt check out this podcast and she was like, not for me. I checked out your podcast, not for me. Thanks. Appreciate it. Thanks for the support. Love ya. Oh, look at the gunnies. Yeah, I always stay armed. I know, dad joke. I know, dad joke. Really, what I'm trying to do is remember my notes. Oh, by the way, this comes out tonight, Monday, the 18th. I've got 2 shows this week, stand-up comedy shows. If you're wondering, what kind of show is this guy? This guy put a mousetrap on his dick and prance around in a thong. That used to be my thing. Now I'm doing comedy. I'm doing comedy at the Retro Junkie. Yeah, something I used to be. A junkie. But no, I'm performing at Retro Junkie in Walnut Creek, 7:30 on Wednesday. What is that? Tomorrow's 19th, 20. By the way, this is embarrassing when you count as an adult. When you still using your fingers, oh my God, look at that. That's weird. That's what kids do. So I'll be counting with my fingers there, 7:30 at the old Retro Junkie. And then Thursday, I'm at Laughs Unlimited. It's a comedy club in Sacramento. I think that show starts at 7:30 as well. So hit me up on the Instagram _Alex Comedy if you want to know more details of the shows, or just show up, guy, and say, what's up? I get the whole being grossed out by other people but not being grossed out by yourself. I think people need to be more grossed out by themselves, you know? We'd have a lot better people in the world. Oh boy. Oh, the neck hurts. The fat hurts. Oh, the neck cracky. Oh my God, the neck cracky. Oh, the cracky the neck. Oh, cracky the neck. That's what they called me in jail. Yep. It was in Alcatraz in 1959. Kidding. Running out of things to talk about because all my notes are on my phone and I'm recording with my phone. Don't know what to say. Just going to sing until I think of something, anything. What's it matter? What's it matter? Well, Hey, I got an idea. No, I don't. Oh, you ever get so high you think you have cancer? Yeah, it's fun, especially when you're in the middle of a movie theater. Ah! Why is that guy touching his head so much? And not that head, gross guy. I I punched someone yesterday. Yeah, myself. Marriage, kids, life. So much to talk about. So little to say. That's an oxymoron. Hey, something I used to be. I I won't ride scooters. I'm terrified of them. I feel like the worst thing you can do as a fat guy to embarrass yourself is to fall off a scooter. There's just too many cameras. That's my whole thing. I'm not gonna do something embarrassing other than stand up. I'm not gonna do anything embarrassing in public because people just got the cameras. You know what I mean? That's why I masturbate at home. I don't want to be in the car and someone's like, "Oh my god, that guy's masturbating. Look at it. Oh, that's weird," and they film me. You know, it's just I want to go viral for the right reasons. Even though there's a comedian that went viral because he stole someone's jokes, I'm like, this is interesting. The guy who stole jokes and was called out got more gigs than me. How does that make sense? Life is weird, you know. Comedy. I speaking of comedy, I love really humble comedians. It's so refreshing because the other comedians that aren't, it's disgusting. I love when like an open micer, someone who just started comedy is like, I had a really good set last night and people like came up to me after they saw my set, like people that don't usually talk to me came up to me after my set. And I was like, oh, this is interesting. This is, they weren't talking to me before, but now since I did so well, they're talking to me. They're setting themselves up for the biggest bomb of their life. Anytime I've gotten cocky in comedy, I will have you think Hiroshima was a bomb? Woo-hoo! I will have the biggest bomb on stage if I'm cocky. Okay, guy? So I'm just waiting to see that comedian do another post. Hey, sorry about the other post. I not that good, and just grateful people are talking to me. By the way, I didn't set this up, but there is a black line behind me, which is probably gonna piss off some people that have OCD and watch this. Can you wipe the wall? I can't. It's part of the design. Yeah, we're going for a someone wipe their ass on the wall design. Had a painter come in. Can you wipe your ass on the wall? Yeah, we're kind of going for an Art Deco thing. Thanks. Oh, the ring. Oh, boom. Which, by the way, guys are always. You ever see the guys on the treadmills are like da, 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 at the gym? We know you don't fight, guy. Why are you pretending to fight? You know, I never do that because I don't want someone to come up to me and say, "Want to go? Want to fucking fight?" Because there's guys like that out there, just like the guy who peed in the cup, just like the guy who tries to get away with picking his nose in front of me in the car on the road trip. There's guys that are psychos out there, and they will pick a fight with you. And I see these poor bastards at the gym doing like they're training for a boxing match. Guy, I'm looking at your stomach. You're like me. Just put down the fists and just heavy breathe and walk fast. You know, that's what fat guys do best. We breathe heavy and we walk fast. Power walker, baby. I'm going to join the Olympics in 4 years and be a professional power walker. I'm pretty damn good at it. I got the thick legs. I got the heavy breathing. I got the sweat. Wish there was a sport out there for the Olympics where you just sweat. I'd kill it. I wake up sweating. It's like 50 degrees out. I sweat all over the place. Guess what? You're not rewarded for that. You know? I wish you were rewarded for like shit that comes easy, like that, like sweating, pissing off your wife, picking your nose and looking at it and then putting in a Kleenex. I wish you would get like sponsorships for that. Oh my God, did you see that? The way that guy picked his nose and no one saw except us? Sponsor that guy. Mountain Dew. Oh my God, do you see that guy fighting with his wife? She keeps bringing up his toenails. Sign him, Nike. Just do it. You know, Jack Daniels for that guy who just shit his pants in line at Walmart. Love that guy. Guy doesn't give a fuck. Like that would be really fucking cool. And the minorities would be people that are good at stuff. Those guys aren't getting paid anymore. No one gives a shit if you're good. Let's just go after the simple shit. Man, companies be out of business in the first day. Too many people are good at discussing things, easy things. I'm wondering when this podcast is going to end. You know, when this disaster of a podcast. I was hoping to record this now, so I wouldn't have to do it later. But this has been disgusting. This has probably been one of my worst episodes. But it's okay. We're talking shit. I'm looking forward to my gigs this week. You know, I'm looking forward to Saturday. I'm hanging out with the boys. High school reunion. Oh my God, we're gonna don't arrest me. You know, we're gonna live it up. We're gonna party like it's 1999. Hey Prince. I never got that. Let's party like it's 1999. Oh, you mean when everyone's freaking out when Y2K was about to hit? God, I was a kid freaking out with that. I thought the world was going to end. My mom believed all the news too. Come on, back everything up. We went up to the mountains because she thought it was going to end. This is cool. This isn't terrifying as a kid. I'm realizing too, I know it's kind of late. My kid's 8, but I'm realizing be careful what you say to your kids. You can freak them out, you know? I'll tell like a crazy story about a guy getting shot in the head and left for dead. You know, and my son's like, I'll see my son's face like, oh my God. I'm like, okay, maybe I should have told that story about his uncle. You know, but my mom was like the queen of telling me gossip too young. She's like, by the way, I'm not getting a blowjob right now. This is comfortable. That would be fucking crazy, but also I'd probably go viral if I was getting a blowjob. Especially if I was getting a blowjob from a snake. I'm like, oh my God. But makes sense too. I'm in Harvey Weinstein's office. But wouldn't be the first weird thing that's happened here. But yeah, my mom would tell me the craziest fucking shit, and I'd be too young. And I would know I'd be too young to handle it. She'd be like, yeah, did you this she'd be like saying like dirty secrets, like, yeah, this Lindsay's, her husband's cheating on her, and they had anal, and now they're having an anal baby. Like, what? What's anal? What's going on here? It was too much, But that's what happens when your parents are like friends with you. You don't want that. My son, I'm like his best friend. I'm like, dude, you don't want me as a best friend. I'm a horrible friend. I'm gonna ask you for money. We're gonna do substances, and I'm probably gonna do the most of them. You're gonna call me. I'm not gonna call you back. Uh, by the way, a guy's fat when he's got his hands on his head. It's just like, bro, put him down. Okay. I took an edible about, well, when I started this. I should have taken it before. I would have been, like, oh, crawling on the wall. I should do that for an episode. Just get as high as possible and just go. I hate like getting older. Well, for many reasons, but one of them is like, I'll throw a football around with my son, and like 3 days later, my back will hurt. And I don't know if it's from that or my diet. Am I dying? Ugh. After this whole pandemic, everything, I need to see the doctor. I need to go. I think people just go for peace of mind. They're like, okay, I'm not dying. And the people that don't go, and then they go after 50 years, they're like, Jesus, man, you got 50 tumors, 3 STDs, you got a couple addictions, you need help. I don't want to be that guy. So gonna go to the doctors. My mind is all over the place. I had a bunch of coffee. I gotta like be on something. You know what I mean? It's like, if you're not gonna be on the weed, be on the coffee. If you're not gonna be on the coffee, masturbate. If you're not gonna masturbate, drink. It's like, let's get it going, guy. It's a Monday. You know what I mean? Fridays are great because I don't care about anything except that it's the weekend. I'm ready to party. Monday, you're like, I got to take a break from smoking this, drinking this. Got to do work. Oh my God. But then everyone bitch about Mondays, but Tuesdays suck. Wednesdays suck. Thursdays suck. It's Friday, Saturday. Sundays suck because Monday's coming up and the rest of the week sucks, but Friday and Saturday suck. And the bad suck too, not the suck that makes you come, I know, I'm filthy, I'm gross, I'm crude. That's all I got in life. I got an education in crudeness. Went to the University of Slander. I don't know. The bald head. Thank God I got a cute face. If I didn't have a cute face, oh my God, probably be like an axe murderer or something. Probably not, because that's gross. You know what I mean? If I'm gonna be a murderer, I'm gonna be one of those rats that just like slowly poisons people. Yeah, no blood on you, no cleanup. Most likely can get away with it. Yeah, I don't get the psychopaths are the ones that like to shoot and chop up people. Those ones are gross, but the ones that sneak the poison, and it's terrifying too. You watch those shows and you're like, oh my God, you're checking your drink. You're not pissing off your wife anymore. I saw a story. This woman, she's putting eye drops in her husband's coffee. Apparently eye drops kill you. Did you know this? Eye drops in over time in his morning coffee. He's probably wondering why he was shitting his pants every morning. But anyways, eventually it killed him. And they caught her because, she's a moron. And guess what? They're going to test your husband and find some chemical in him. And I told my wife this. And I'm like, that was stupid. Because she had no clue. She's like, oh, really? I'm like, great. Now you can't piss her off, which means you can't do what you want to do. You have to do what she wants to do and what's best for the family, which stinks. I like to be selfish, but now I can't be selfish because the wife knows how she can kill me. you know, which she probably already knows how to kill him. She's training to be a nurse. Nurses are the best at killing. I read a crazy fucking story about a nurse. He put air in people's veins, and the air will travel up to the brain. And I told my wife that too, and she's like, "Oh, I know." I'm like, "Oh my god, never going to the hospital you're working at." But yeah, and doctors too. Doctor Death, you've seen that show. But that guy wasn't killing people on purpose. He was just a goofball. He was just high on drugs and drilling in the people, and it'd be the end of the surgery, and people would be recovering, and he'd walk in, he'd be like, "So we removed your bladder and tied your penis in a bow," and the patient would be like, "What? What'd you do? I came in here for a root canal." Like Dr. Death was like such a goofball and like a stoner guy, just like he didn't give a fuck, and this guy, I think where he fucked up is like, dude, you can do drugs and all that and work at Subway. Like, it's not that big of a deal if you mess up someone's sandwich, compared to someone's life. So that guy would be out of jail if, he was working at Subway, hanging out with some bros by the water, Venice Beach. For this guy, he had to get cocky and get a good job. You can't call in those good jobs. You know what you got to do? You know what this guy should have done, Dr. Death? He should have became an Uber driver, a courier. You could be half in the bag. They call it. You can have 30 shots of whiskey, a couple bong rips, couple pills, and still be able to function because all you're doing is driving. And if you're a decent driver, you can drive messed up. I mean, we've all done it. I remember one time I got in a car accident. I was all hopped up on pills. Okay. And I took so many pills that I just like passed out. I was like passing out being so tired, So like, when am I in a hospital bed? I just took too much. And what I did was I mixed an opiate and a anti-anxiety medication, which are both make you tired. And I'm driving this big SUV, and this little Prius slams on their brakes, and I just fucking plow right into them so hard that the back windshield of their car blew out, And I just remember getting out of the car like, "Oh my god, what the hell?" And the people came out. They were fine, but they're looking at me like, "Why'd you do that?" And I was like, "You slammed on your brakes." And they're like, "I was at a stop sign." And let me tell you, I didn't know I was going to get out of that one except with some good old fashioned crying. Everyone knows that. To get out a ticket, an accident, you start crying, yell, "It's your mom's car. Your dad never loved you." You'll get out scotch free. I didn't get in trouble. My insurance went up a whole lot. And my mom was mad about her car, but I didn't get in trouble with the police. So moral of the story, if you're on drugs driving and you hit someone, cry. You'll get out of it. You'll end up doing a podcast some years later and talking about it and incriminate yourself. And that's what life's about. You got to incriminate yourself. Why do you think people go on that Big Brother show? Hey, they want to show how fucked up they are, That's the other thing too, why I want to go on that show is like, you're showing everyone how bad of a person you are. It's just like, only your community really needs to know that, Only your friends need to know that. That's the whole world. That's why, you know what? I could never be famous. Even when people ask me, "You want to be a famous comedian?" I just want to make a living. That's it. And a living to me is like 100,000 a year. Just something basic. People in the Midwest are like, "Well, that's a lot of money." No, it's just something that's 100,000 a year in California, like the Bay Area. That's like, minimum wage. That's nothing. That's the minimum you can make. But I wouldn't want to be a famous comedian or famous. I mean, they got to deal with so much shit and so much pressure from people's opinions and people crying. I mean, look at the Dave Chappelle thing. I mean, people want his special yanked and they want him yanked and not in a fun way, all because he said a couple things. You know what I mean? But people won't take down movies. people won't complain about, other shit that has offensive. But when it comes to live comedy, for some reason, people get all their panties in a bunch, and they don't realize that people are smart enough to know, hey, we're watching comedy. We know this is supposed to be funny. We're just gonna laugh, not laugh, and enjoy the entertainment, just like a movie. You know what I mean? James Bond's not real. Hate to break the news. So when I see people get upset with the comedy and stuff, I'm like, this guy's just joking. People aren't going to watch this and be like, I gotta go beat up some people that he's talking about. I gotta go hurt people. I don't know how you can say comedies hate. I don't get that. So, everyone's gonna have their own opinion, but I'm always flabbergasted by, what people opinions are on comedy. So, anyways, I would not want to be famous. Disgusting. Absolutely disgusting. I'd rather just be famous to my family. Oh my God, you're hardworking. You're hardworking. I want my son to say, you know what, you're awesome. I want to be like you. That's more important to me than a fucking stranger. Cause it sounds like I love your comedy. I want to be just like you. Now I want the kid to come up to me. Just because I never wanted to be like my dad. It's funny, you don't want to be your parents, but you end up like them. Dad have failing businesses. I've had failing businesses. Hey, cool, like him. Well, the one thing that you can do is control your life choices. Oh God, this is getting preachy, but that's what I try to do. I'm like, well, my parents divorced. Let's not try to get divorced. The mom told me too much gossip at a young age. Let's try not to do that with my son. Dad jerked off on the cat. Let's try not to do that. You made a mistake. You jerked off on the dog. Let's move on from that. Jokes, Grandma. Jokes, Grant. Jokes, Aunt. I said Grant, but I meant Aunt. If Grant's watching that, he knows this. But I got this friend, Grant. I don't know why. He's a tall guy. He's like 6'4". His parents aren't even that tall. I'm jealous. But this guy, for some reason, I've always treated him like a hero. Which he's acted like a hero in situations. But my point is like, anytime I get wasted, just messed up, and he's around, I'm calling for him. If I'm sick, I'm calling for Grant. If someone punches me in the face, I'm calling for Grant. He always shows up too. It's great. And he's not so helpful. He calls me a pussy, but that's what I need. Hey, get up, pussy. You need a friend like that. But it's just funny. This guy, I remember I was in a bathroom at a concert throwing up on ecstasy. And this guy's like, do you have any friends that could help, that are near? I was like, Brent. He's like, what's he look like? I remember I was so messed up on drugs throwing up. I still was able to give a description. All I said was tall. And he brought him. The guy brought him. I think the first podcast I did, I took too much weed with Grant. And I was throwing up in the toilet. I was like, Grant, give me water. And he got me water. You need that friend, especially if you're that friend that likes to get messed up too much. Well, dude, the thing is with Grant is I can't keep up with him. This guy, he can eat 300 milligrams of edibles. He can take 8 shots of whiskey, chug 12 beers, and still get a hard on with a chick. I'm like, Jesus, guy, don't ever talk to my wife, this guy, I was like, I think he's an alien, my friend Grant. I mean, this guy, I've never seen so many substances inhaled and him being fine, not thrown up. This guy could compete with Keith Richards. This guy could compete with Axl Rose. This guy could make Steven Tyler look like a pussy. Just a crazy tolerance. which, you know, he's Scottish and French and a bunch of European mixes. So, you know, but I'm Irish and Italian, and my tolerance. I take a little 10 milligrams and a little puff and a little drink. And that's it. Then it's too much. And you know, some people are fucking. We knew some people are fucking. Yeah, no shit outs. But I was trying to say is I knew someone that they have a half a glass of wine and they'd be on the floor so drunk. That's pretty cool, you know. Um, I I will feel that way if I don't eat, which most times I don't eat when I drink, just like I'm poor. You know what I mean? This is what poor people do. We don't eat, we drink, and we get a bang out for our buck, you know? Homeless people, they're always getting messed up. And why do you think they're dancing in the street? Well, drugs, but also they're hungry. And the drugs and alcohol, it hits you a lot harder, you know? And I take that and I live by that. I live by the homeless rule: don't eat and drink, don't eat and drink. So and drive drunk. That's that's the homeless way. Hey, I think that's the podcast. I don't know what else to say. I mean, you guys are probably logged off. I did this obviously with no notes off the top of the old noggin. Absolutely sober. I know. I don't think I've done one of these sober. That was gonna be good, you know. Um, but yeah, that's been the podcast. A lot of ums. Might name that the podcast. A lot of ums. A lot of uhs. Follow me on _ Alex Woody comedy for dates coming up, shows. I might have to do a bonus episode this week. I always say that and I never do it, but I did it a little bit during the pandemic. Also go to Silvertongue Audio. Go to silvertongueaudio.org and you will see the greatest website you've ever seen before. Yeah, you think Pornhub's cool? Go to Silvertongue Audio. Silvertongueaudio.org is the website to go to because they have a three, I was gonna say 1,000. They have 3 podcasts, all free downloads. No signing up, no credit card. You can download all 3 of these podcasts for free. They're very entertaining. One being Midnight in the Bay podcast, mine. Hey, best podcast ever. Sorry, Joe Rogan. And then Dazed and Disturbed, which is a fun one. That one's about dark subjects with a little light shine on them with a little Mary Jane. The host likes to hang out with her. And it's just a fun, kooky, spooky podcast. So check that out. And then there's another one called NPC Podcast, the Non-Player Character Podcast. And it's a video game podcast. And these people talk about, you guessed it, pornography. They talk about video games. And these guys are in the industry. I shouldn't say guys and gals are in the industry. They debate, they reveal stuff they've read that maybe you haven't read, and they give you some insight that you might not know because they have a background in it. So go check that out. NPC Podcasts, Dazed and Disturbed, and of course, Midnight in the Bay. And yeah, that's the podcast, folks. Appreciate you. I hope you at least got one good laugh. Please, I hope you got one good laugh. I'm coming in here trying to make you laugh, trying to make you think about, I don't know. Anyways, that's been the podcast. No music outro. Just, hey, how about a little music? Hey, bada boo bee, doop ba ba boo. I got some music coming for you. Okay, that was stupid. Jesus Christ.